You know, you think someone like me would know better, right? I mean, when I had what many people, including one of my caseworkers, used to call it the beast of a PC, of a computer, because I, was basically renting to own it from Rent-A-Center. You know, you would think someone like me would, kind of understand that for the best browser experience, you should go with a browser which is highly regarded, easy for me to say, but highly regarded as one of the better browsers, if not one of the best browsers out there today. And that, of course, would be Google Chrome. And like I said, you'd think someone like me would know better, because not only did I use on that beast of a PC, computer if you will, not only did I use Google Chrome later on when I started hearing some good things about it, and yes, even on that PC, as limited as it was becoming, functioned very smoothly, basically better than the Firefox or the Internet Explorer that I had on there. Even though, I used it on that, you would think someone like myself would realize, hey, when you get another computer or you get a laptop or whatever the case may be, that's the browser you should go with. And I didn't. And because of that, I nearly lost this PC here twice. Well, several times. Thankfully, it's built to the standards of hey, something happens and you have to and it automatically shuts down, or not automatically but accidentally shuts down and all that, it will get itself up and running again, but it will go into an analyzing and repair mode, if you will, before you can really start utilizing it again. But you would think, with all that, you would think someone like me would know better as to what browser to use. And it's the same, and here's the thing, I use Google Chrome for my mom's computer, for her laptop. It's the one I recommend her to go to because it's more easier, softer, softer, easier, whatever you want to call it. It's basically a lot more sensible in a way to get through things, to look up things and stuff like that. In fact, one of the primary browsers that always gets touted about on your phone is Google Chrome, or at least the mobile edition of Google Chrome, or anything that's Google related. So you would think someone like me would know better, but out of respect, because it was already pre-installed, I decided to go with Microsoft Edge. And for a while, Microsoft Edge was okay. It was fine. But it seemed that every time Microsoft would do an update, there would always be something a little bit more different. Now, sometimes it would be a featured update where a lot of things, well, not a lot of things, but some things would change up a little bit, like the browser would become different, or this would be added, or that would be added, stuff like that. And for some odd reason, the browser, even though it might get a makeover, or it might get an overhaul to an extent, the browser seemed okay, but lately, at times, it started to act up. And the reason it started to act up is because it needed to start loading, is what it did. Let me explain. You see, for some odd reason, every time I would use Microsoft Edge, and I'm sure I'm not alone in this, but every time I would use Microsoft Edge, it would work fine. It would be okay, but then there would be times to where all of a sudden it would start loading. Even when I pause the window updates to come on at a later time, like maybe when I'm not here and I'm off doing something else or whatever the case may be, I can let the updates go as they shall and go from there, right? Here's the thing. Usually when this computer loads, it's to load updates and stuff like that. But I've noticed that when it's been on Microsoft Edge, as of late, that it does a lot more loading, and obviously not just for updates. Obviously it's loading up information, it's doing this, it's doing that. But what's even crazier is lately when I try to look up stuff and that stuff has images and everything, the images don't want to come up. And if they do, sometimes they take a bit, and what happens is you get that not responding bar on top of your browser. Now, true, Google Chrome will get that at times as well, depending on the situation, but most times you'll see it if you're utilizing Microsoft Edge. So, because of what happened a couple days ago, where I almost, once again, thank the Lord, it didn't happen, but I almost potentially lost this computer, I decided enough's enough, and I'm going to go with Google Chrome. And guess what? Just like I've had before, even on that beast of a PC, and just like my mom has on her laptop, guess what? Smooth transition. That's right. Smooth transition. Easier to navigate through. Not that much loading. It does load at times. Don't get me wrong, like I said, when it goes into certain areas. But not that much to really worry about. And to me, I'm like, why can't Microsoft Edge be like this? Why can't Firefox maybe be like this, or anybody else? I mean, Angry Joe Vargas at one point talked about another browser, which is perfect for gaming and all that. And it seemed basically that would be the next Google Chrome, but I haven't heard anything about that browser since then, so obviously there might have been some bugs or something. But still, you would think that all these browsers out there, Edge, Firefox, the gaming related browsers, you would think that if they want to basically be the best kind of browser, search browser for the internet and gaming, whatever, out there for people to use, you would think maybe they would take a page out of Google Chrome. You think they would do that? Now, I'm sure people will come out and say they're both the same, they're both compatible, they both work great. And I'm not saying I'm not saying that. There are times when I would use Microsoft Edge, even recently, it'd be fine. But I've been noticing a lot lately, around that same time a lot lately, that, when you want to go to, like, let's say Twitter, you want to go to Facebook or wherever, or even start it up, or go and, start it up, well, not necessarily start up the browser, but, go to another tab with the browser, kind of like you're opening another window. At times it takes a bit to load because it's got to be, hey, I got to get the images up, I got to do this, I got to do that. It's not a quick transition. And to me, and I'm sure, again, as I said earlier, I'm not alone in this, it's frustrating. It really is. I mean, I just had to go, here's the thing, I just had to go to Microsoft Edge to, kind of get the password for basically the website for the property management where me and my mom pay our rent online, right? So I had to go there, and I got the password, but then just when I'm about to click out, it gives me the not responding bar at the top just very briefly, and then it suddenly goes back to the other page because I had to create another tab, to get to the passwords. Well, another tab had to open up, another browser tab on Microsoft Edge had to open up to give me access to the passwords. But the thing is, when I tried to close it down, it gave me that not responding deal, all because the other tab, which was the main page, the home page for the Microsoft Edge browser, with the MSN News and all that, that basically had to load the pictures. What I'm assuming. So it's like, seriously? It shouldn't be that hard. So to me, this is the way I look at it. If Microsoft is so determined to get behind and promote Windows 11 as being this next big thing for a lot of people to upgrade to, or at least try to see if they can upgrade to, which, by the way, like I said in the vlog yesterday, do not use that PC Health app. It will cause more trouble than you expect. I would just wait and see what the updates that you get in the future say for your computer. That's what I would do. But anyway, if you would think if Microsoft is so behind Windows 11 being this next big thing for them, being the next evolution in the Windows programming and software, that they would make sure that if Microsoft Edge is included with it, which it probably is, that this Windows 11 of Microsoft Edge will be better than this one. That there will be no slowdowns. There will be no not responding things popping up at the top because pictures have to load. You would think and hope Microsoft will realize, hey, if we want our browser to be like Chrome, if not better, if not a better version than Chrome, when it comes to Windows 11, maybe we need to not let it load so much when people are using it. Like, let the computer load, initially like it's supposed to, and after it's load time and people go on the browser, no more loading. Let them have fast, easy, accessible, fast and easy accessibleness. That's what I was trying to say. Fast and easy accessibleness to the internet. And because that's all people want. That's all people want. They shouldn't have to wait for, a few moments, a few minutes, or whatever the case may be, so something can load up and go like updates, gotta load updates, or wait a minute, gotta load up information, beep, 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 beep. This is not the 1990s, okay, or the late 90s, all right? This is 2021. Browsers shouldn't be like that. They should not be like that. They should be quick and easy. This is why Google Chrome and any browsers that are emulating, Google Chrome's style of quickness and accessibility, that's why they are highly touted more so than Edge, Firefox, and all of them. Because they don't delay, at any time. Like I said, they do have their moments. They do have their moments where they will say not responding, but guess what? It's very few and in between. And when they do that, when they do give you the non-responding bar, guess what? It's not for that long. And like I said, it's far and in between. So the point that I'm getting at is this. If you need to use a browser, my recommendation is, even if your PC comes pre-installed with Edge or Firefox or whatever, go with Google Chrome. It is the better option, it's a smoother transition, and you won't have to worry about too many things. That's what I would go with. And if it's not already installed, install it. You'll be glad you did. That's what I did. And as far as, let's say, Google Chrome, the Chromebooks, if you have a Chromebook or you're gonna get a Chromebook, here's my suggestion. Don't get any more browsers unless one seems to be better or touted as better than Chrome. Don't get any more browsers. Go with the pre-installed Chrome browser and you're good. That's how I look at it. Go with the Chrome one right now because you get a smoother transition and you don't have to worry about anything. I mean, as I said, yes, you will get moments where it does do it. Where it does do the not responding deal, but it's very few and in between and very briefly. Because you know why? It seems that when you're not using the initial browser that's pre-installed, like an Edge or a Firefox, there's less loading. Because you know what's happening? Like I said earlier, you know what's happening? They're loading information. They're either loading up information they're getting from the browser, to see maybe what they can update or install onto the computer, or what they're doing is they're basically loading up information, but they're not loading it in a way that it should be loaded. Now, I know some people might say, well, maybe you got too much on your computer. No, I don't. I have plenty of space on my computer. I have 300-something gigabytes remaining. And I have a freaking terabyte external hard drive just in case to back things up. So I don't have anything to worry about. To me, Windows is the ones that need to fix this. They're the ones that need to take care of this. And again, if they're so determined to make Windows 11 such a big deal, and if they are determined to gradually roll it out starting today, like they've been telling people, then if I'm Microsoft, I make sure that if Edge is included on Windows 11, that it's smoother, it's better, there's less, if not no loading while you're browsing. And if they can do that, congratulations, they fixed an issue, a major one. But to me, my suggestion is, whether or not your computer is compatible or your laptop is compatible with it, my suggestion, just go with Google Chrome. It's easier, and you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that many, non-responding bars showing up or anything like that. Everything just comes up seemingly like that. And again, I'm not saying it doesn't have its issues. I'm not saying that. There are a few moments here and there, but thankfully, unlike Microsoft Edge, the far and in between. And and this is one thing I want to wrap up with. This is one question I want to wrap up with. if you're going to have a computer with a pre-installed browser on it, and it's a browser that's part of a software that's pre-installed on there already, then before you send that computer out, maybe, why don't you make sure that everything in that software, most notably the browser, is working properly. I'm just saying. Because if you do that and you find out, oh, there's some issues here, let's hold off on that. You know what? People will be grateful that you did, because they don't need any issues happening. And especially if you're going to do updates and patches, guess what? Make sure those updates and patches, especially for the browser portion of those updates and patches, for the software, is working properly. Because if not, don't include it. Wait until it's ready. So hopefully Microsoft learns the lesson, and with Windows 11, with their version of Edge, it's a lot better, and there's no loading when you're browsing or anything like that. But let me know what your thoughts are. Have you had an issue to where the pre-installed browser that you would use had issues and you decided I'm going to go with Google Chrome and it was a better decision? What are your thoughts? Comment down below, live chat during the premiere, like the video, check me out at my Teespring store, as well as check me out at BW Rosas Discussions on all your favorite audio podcast locations except for Pandora. Check me out at BW Rosas on Vimeo for some PMVs, fanvids, and all that you probably can't get here because of copyright issues, mostly ones that get blocked worldwide. As well as check me out at Patreon at Brian Walmer, BW Rosas, as well. Support me there. It helps out in a big, big way. So until next time, guys, I will talk to y'all later.